and be considered someone that's a serious artist? Is it?
Man, people are being considered serious artists off of EPs. 4 or 5
Wow.
songs.
4 or 5 songs. That's the EP, right?
It's
Extended
a,
play.
and I'm big on new artists that are up and coming that aren't really mainstream yet. Like when the young lady Her came out, she did a
Yep.
series of EPs.
Okay.
Uh,
Ah.
so and there's a guy from Philly named Pink Sweats. He has an EP that is like bananas, but he's dope. So
Wow.
again, it's just creating the enough content for people to want to know more. So
I
right now,
see.
a lot of people aren't even really buying full projects.
Wow. Oh my
So you want
goodness.
to make sure that you have a lot of records that are single ready or can be ready.
Single
You
ready.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So again, you might release a single here. Let that rock out a little bit. Release another single. Keep a little bit of
Oh.
anticipation. Why put out a full project and no one knows who you are?
Right. It's almost like you dripping it out to them. You
Yeah,
dripping.
so
I
so
got you. I
so
got you.
so many people want to put out 3 or 4 mixtapes and all this stuff in the year. Like, come on, they don't know about the first mixtape. Like, I want to, you know what I mean? And I tell people, just because you hot on your side of town,
Yep.
mean that you about to blow. You know what I mean?
Because you're out of town, everybody know you, and they're gonna buy you. Your mama gonna get the first one.
Right.
Mama gonna buy the first one, and then you got your side to. That's true, because I think that the assumption is, I know I used to assume if I think it's hot, everybody gonna think the same thing. So that's not true.
No, and that's another thing artists got to realize. Just because you think it's hot,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, say for instance, you do 10 songs or 8 songs. You're trying to develop a single. Oh, this is a single right here.
Right.
You're the artist. That's the single right here.
Right.
That ain't the single for that area right there.
Right.
So you gotta get people around you that you trust, that you can do constructive criticism. So you get a group of people with a honest ear and an open ear, a new ear, so they can hear your music. Like, do a listening event. Tell me what you think. Oh, this is the song I think is going to be the single. Oh no, you shouldn't do this one. This one right here is where I said this. And you gotta listen to the people. Remember, the gift is not for you. It's for the people. So let the people speak. Just because you think it is, that's why sometimes when we used to buy CDs back in the day or projects back in the day, the CD would, like, you play a song, skip a few, You want to be, as an artist, you want to do something where people are going to play from top to bottom nonstop.
Tribe Called Quest, 1993. You don't touch that at all. You just play it. That's it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So you got to put in mind when you're making these records, man, that you're making a hit record.
Absolutely.
A record. When I say record, I mean as a song. But
yeah.
An album of hit records. So
that's right.
Any one of these singles can go out and be a hit.
Any one of them. Oh, okay. So before we used to have records just to write, and we're gonna use this as a filler.
Yeah,
just fill a spot. No fillers no more.
I don't agree with that. People do it all the time just so they can release something.
Yeah,
you got 4 bangers, 5 bangers that are hits. Put it out. It's an EP.
Put them all out. Oh, gotcha.
I mean, I'm just saying, if you got to.
Sure. I got it.
You know what I mean? But I'm big on just put a single out there.
Yep.
Let's see how people bite on it. It's funny. There's a guy from Philly, Jermaine Dolly. He has a song called "You."
Okay.
And he was singing that song for maybe a couple years before he even got a deal.
Wow.
And he put that single out, and it still was hot. So again, he pushed that single and pushed it and pushed it and pushed it until he got the same single.
Wow, look at that.
So that's because everyone here knows it.
Sure.
You're only in Delaware, you're in tri-state area. Somebody on the West Coast might hear it, like, oh, yo.
Yeah, that's new.
It's broader. So you gotta create your demographic and your base.
Gotcha.
Get hot here in the city. Get hot here in the state. Branch out. Slowly branch out. And again, it's all about being visible. And I tell people all the time, artists, do a YouTube. People want to know you as an artist. They want to know, oh, what about Fred? Oh, he's an artist. Like, I want to know who it is really. Like, who is Fred? Be visible. You know what I mean? So, and it don't got to be anything all fancy and elaborated with multiple cameras and angles.
Yeah, just simple. Yeah.
I'm in the studio today. This is what I'm working on. Boom, boom, boom. Stay tuned. Boom. They want to get to know you. They feel like they know who you are. And when they do that, man, your followings just go up people start telling you, yo, have you heard of that artist Fred? Oh, he's dope, man. You gotta hear his project, yo. So again, it's all about how you get it out to the people, man. And
so
again,
before it's funny, before you kind of like put this image out, and you like you didn't want nobody to know your backstory or nothing, or you don't want them to see the behind the scenes. But now it seems to have shifted. You're saying that they want to, they want to know if you're a good father. They want to know what you're doing, stuff like that, right?
Yeah,
Wow.
because at the end of the day, music is entertainment.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going to tell you what it's going to take to entertain you, what you want to hear. But once you get to the real life, I'm big on when artists can explain why they wrote a particular song.
Oh,
the
gotcha.
story based of it. Like, this is why I wrote this song, And right now it's funny. Me and my son was talking about the current day hip hop, and I was listening to Outkast, their first album, Southern Players, the Cadillac Music. He's like, Dad, what is this? I was like, this is hip hop. I said, oh, you guys' song
is real hip hop.
Right. I say, you guys, this current hip hop, Little Baby. Now, Little Baby is dope. I like him, but the songs are like 2 minutes, 2-3 minutes.
Yeah, I know.
So he got like 26 songs on a deluxe album, but it's only like a little over an hour. Like
hour, yeah.
But substance, message, like the storyline. Like, why did you write this song here? Now he got some songs I can tell there's a story behind it.
Yep.
I'm big on wanting to know what that story is.
Okay.
It gives more meaning to the song.
Yeah. I guess it's good for just connecting with your fans too. You better connect with them when they know. It's almost like, remember, I'm always going back. I always say remember. It's almost like, back in the day they had this is before text message, pen pal. They used to write letters and they know, I know about your family. And they did that with Mike a lot. Everybody knew what Michael Jackson was going on with him, but like artists like that, artists will connect. So now the new connection is just turn on their phone, be like, hey, I'm just here in the studio, and that's what they want right now.
Right. And it's funny, the storyline, like the transformation. Like, I love artists, current hip hop artists that can tell a story. Remember back in the day, you hear Coogee rap, or Gangstar, Guru, whatever. You wait for the next person, like, yo, what's the next?
Exactly. Yeah, you ready, right?
Ready for the next. So there's not a lot of artists like that now. I like J. Cole.
Oh, gotcha.
I love J. Cole. I think
shout out to J. Cole. Yeah, no doubt.
So I like a guy named Roddy Ricch. I love Roddy Ricch.
Okay.
But anyway, so these are some of the hip hop guys, but their stories, I love the stories. So the beats are dope. So the beats are what attracts you to the music.
Sure.
And there was a saying, I don't know who I'm quoting it, but I'm not sure who the quote is from. It says, without the words, there is no message. Without a message, there is no song. So even in hip hop, man, you gotta, what message are you putting out in your music? You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm mindful of lyrics too. So, it's some song I hear. I just want to give me the instrumental because the words is trash.
It's trash.
Again, it's like artists got to take all that into consideration because man, like people that don't know, that aren't educated with the industry, think that's really who you are, and a lot of these guys aren't really like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So right on the front. We used to say, "Ain't no feature in your front." You know,
ain't no feature in your front. Exactly.
Keep it 100, as they say. So it's like,
that's right. Yeah.
I look at music from all different angles. I listen to everything, all types of music. I mean, I say all types of music. I listen to Fred. I listen to everything.
It's funny, me. I told my the other day, I was attempting to watch one of the award shows. I said, babe, I like, she know I'm always into music like that. I'm just looking at this BET. I'm looking, and when I'm used to award shows, like I know who's coming. Right. I didn't recognize nobody. I said, honey, how old am I again? She said 49. She said, that's why you don't recognize nobody. I don't recognize nobody. I said, oh, Lord, man, that's crazy.
But you know what, Fred, what I was talking to a couple of young guys, us as OGs, and, we used to the boom bap and we got to really take a listen to what they're doing because they got some guys that are really dope and they are tight. But again, if we stay used to what was, we won't be able to go what's now.
We'll be able to go what is, true.
So we gotta
be the boom bap. The thing what you said. Go ahead, finish your point because I'm gonna come back. Yeah.
What we have to do as OGs, we got to learn how to bridge the gap. Like, okay. Explain to them. Okay, this is where this came. Like, so I do something every now and then. I pull out my DJ equipment. So, I play an old song, like I played in Tume a Juicy, and I said, Deuce, Biggie did this, and then Tory Lanez used the same track. So I said, see how the music kind of goes on. So it's like
Yeah,
you have to give them the history. Like I can hear a song,
sure.
I can hear a song now today and be like, oh, they sampled that. What's that sample from? And if I can't remember it, yo, it'll kill me. It'll
Right.
kill me. I figure out
Yeah.
what
I
it
mean,
is.
I know. Right, right, right.
So, teaching them the history of music, man. Like right now, some of the music right now is tight. I love it.
Wow,
But
okay.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
what I found out now, even with hip hop, they drill the genre down even smaller than what it is. So you say hip hop, then they got drill music, they got trap music, they got
oh, wow.
so it's like subgenres
Subgenres of hip hop.
of hip hop.
I got
So I'm learning that, but again, it's the same thing. It's like we got to bridge the gap, the history with it. So that's what we got to
you.
do. We can't just discount the
You gotta
current.
be open. Yeah,
Got
yeah, yeah.
so
Absolutely.
I'm open
Gotta
to
be
it,
open.
but like I said, right
That's
now,
good.
so we just got to be open to it, bro.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of sampling, because I can appreciate that because being a producer back then on my MPC 60, we had a 4-second sample time. And I understand now they have a little bit more time to be able to sample. They could sample a whole album, right?
I guess I say again, I'm not a producer. I leave that to the
Okay,
producer.
okay. Because I was because like I'm wondering if sampling is as big as it was, first of all, in the beginning, the whole James Brown time, but then also when they cracked down on sampling, because you deal with bands, right?
I
So
do.
what is the you deal with bands, right? So I always used to wonder, what do you have to do to play somebody's song in a band and not get in trouble?
Well, I mean, that's the thing. If the person is through their PRO, BMI, ASCAP, that's
Okay.
it gets they get their points anyway. So it's like
Oh, okay, got you.
off of it. So when you do cover bands, it's up to that venue to kind of take care of those for those artists. But
Got you.
yeah, it's just amazing, man. So
That's
that's
what's up, man. That's
so.
that's really really good. So listen, man. As everybody you can see and you can hear, Shannon Lolley is no joke when it comes to this music, and the fact that the music you have inside you, experience you've had, you got a reservoir of information. You're like a river now to these connecting. Like you said, from the folks from our era, younger. Now you're live in effect here in 2020, and they're getting the wisdom, they're getting the knowledge, they're getting the principles of Jesus and God, all whether they know it or not, right? All through it, and you're able to still sit and be who you are, and us and kind of be that leader and that example. I think it's just incredible, man. You're also an amazing father, man. How do
Yeah.
you balance your management, your family? How do you balance all that together, man?
Well, right now it's a little easy because of COVID, but
Oh, no doubt. That's true. I
nah,
know, right?
but pre-COVID, man, again, I started giving myself working hours.
Okay,
You
got
know,
it.
so work Monday through Friday, my day job, because again, management. And the thing with management, to be clear, management is not a lucrative business or profession.
Okay, I got
If
you.
you're in management, you're doing it because you truly love and
You
appreciate
love,
the people
yeah.
that you're working for or
Got it.
working with. I call it a
Got it.
partnership.
Yep,
So
yep.
I definitely any artist that I say that I manage, if I say I manage them or I used to manage them, it's because I believe in what they do and I believe in them as a person. So
Right.
I typically do, I work my 8 to 4:30.
Yep.
I'm gonna spend a little family time. If I got some other things that I go do what I got to do, but I try to keep it to a minimum.
Yep.
Um, so again, and you got to get creative with me. That I got artists in Philly, so I can't get to
Mhm.
every rehearsal or every studio time, but I get up there, once every couple of weeks, pre-COVID, of course. But
Yeah, no doubt.
thank God for Zoom and the different other
Yeah,
tools
man.
that
The
we have,
technology. Yep.
on technology. So again, I'm able to still. They send me the music. What do you think I did? We did this today. So I'm,
Yeah.
just teaching them how to do certain stuff because, especially working with some female artists and they're working with male producers, it's kind of like it's a little, you know what I mean? So it's a little crazy, so to
That's the
speak.
thing, man. I do want to speak on that because it's like, you almost gotta almost play guardian too. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And making sure that things is right. Yeah, I
Yeah.
got that too. Yeah,
So,
yeah,
again, so making sure they're straight, and
yeah.
even artists in general, when they go into these different studios and working with different people, I'm like,
Sure.
yo, protect your music.
That's
I
right.
tell you, like, treat every record that you record, treat it like it's worth $1 million.
That's correct.
So if
Yep.
I go and record in Fred's studio,
Yep.
even if it's not done, I need whatever we recorded. I need to put it on my heart.
I need that.
I'm bringing my external.
That's right. We
How
ain't
many
leaving nothing.
how many times have you went to a studio and said, "Oh man, the computer crashed. We lost everything." Nah,
Nah,
not, not on my watch. Been there,
not
done.
on my watch. Been there, done that.
Not,
Exactly,
not
man.
on my, so
I'll be back tomorrow.
yeah, so based on my experience, I'm able to not have them fall into those pits. You know what I
Sure.
mean?
Yeah, it's good.
So,
That's good.
so
So, are you finding with these artists, real quick, and then I'm gonna move forward a little bit. Are you finding that you're doing a lot of counseling from a mindset standpoint, from a mental standpoint, that of people that you're coming across that are maybe has some challenges, and are you able to kind of minister and help these and guide them through so they don't make decisions that's going to ruin what they're trying to do?
yeah, man. So when you deal with creative people, they deal with a lot. A lot of them deal with depression.
Okay.
Uh, they a lot of them deal with all kinds of mental challenges, mental issues.
Yep.
So again, they had to be addressed.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So I have an artist in Philly, Christian Kelly. She did a whole event just geared around artists with mental dealing with their mental illness, their mental
That's good, man.
shortcomings. Because
That's great.
when you're creative, you want to please everybody. You want to
Yeah.
make sure everyone likes your stuff, and that can be hard on an artist, man. So
Yep. It's true.
um, I'm able to talk to them, and especially when they got families and they got other stuff going on.
Yep.
So I not only become a manager, I become, like you said, their therapist.
Yeah. Yeah. You
I
wear
become
a lot of hats, man. I got you. I listen, man.
bro. I become just a
Big
counselor,
bro. Yeah.
counselor,
Yeah.
financial advisor.
Uh-huh.
So you wear a lot of different hats. So again, so and again, it's very important. I always tell artists when they seeking any type of management is that they
Right.
make sure that they develop a good, clear line of communication.
Right.
Because
Absolutely.
you got to be able to trust whoever you're working with or partnering with when it comes to management. You got to be able to trust that person, and it doesn't happen overnight. I got one artist. I told him, I said, I do my contracts, my artist management agreements for at least 6 months. I'm
Yep.
gonna tell you why.
Oh, gotcha.
Because those first 6 months, you still learning to know if you're going to trust me or not.
Absolutely.
Period.
That's real. That's real. Yeah.
So again,
That's real.
they use it. This is how I know that they're trying to develop trust because they do something like this. So people call them about an event, about a show. They do all the stuff. So like, yeah, I'm going to do this show. I told them I was going to talk to you. If if I'm your manager and I'm playing that hat of booking too as well, that should come through me. But
Yep.
because you're not sure what I'm going to do, what I'm going to say, and da da da, you're developing trust. And I get it. I tell them all the time, I get it because you did it by yourself for so long.
Yeah.
So the first 6 months is you're really just developing a relationship before we can even. So because again, I'm learning who you are,
Right.
not only as an artist or as a creative. I'm learning who you are as a person. What are your foundational? What is your principles? What's your primary focus?
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? Because
Absolutely.
it's
Yeah.
funny, when I used to deal with straight Christian artists, one of my first questions to a Christian artist would be this: is this ministry or is this a business?
Mm.
Or is it, no,
Right.
I'm sorry, let me back it up. Is this ministry or are you trying to be an artist?
Private
It's
artist. Right.
they're two
Got you.
different things. Now, neither one of them are incorrect, but I need to
Right.
know what the focus is because what ministry says, if this is ministry is going to say the amount of money don't matter.
That's right.
The
Right.
artist is going to say, I
The
need
money
my
do.
coin. I
I
need
need
my
my
bag.
coins. I know. I need my bag. Right. Right. Right.
So
That's what
again,
they call it now. I need my bag. Right. Yeah.
bag. So again, it's like those are for those type of. I asked that question. I need to
Yeah.
be clear of where you are so I can
That's
move
right.
in that thing. Because
That's
I
right.
know you say I'm trying. They told me I need to put a project. I need to be an artist. So now it's about this.
Yep.
So I
Yep.
got to move about that. You know what I mean?
That's right.
If it's
Exactly. Yeah.
music,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I know that you might go for the chicken dinner and the bottle of water
Right.
because ministry. You know what I mean? So
Right, absolutely. That's right. That's right.
yeah,
There's a big difference between ministry and artistry. I mean,
yeah,
because it's a
yeah.
totally,
So
Well, I get that. I totally get that because it's interesting because a lot of people come up through the ministry and then the transition is tough, because now you got to start getting paid because nobody just makes a living right out the gate. It's always it takes time, man. Then there's an opportunity that opens up. I say God opens the door, and all of a sudden either you were prepared for it and you're gonna go in there and crush it, or you slacked and you weren't prepared for it, and now the opportunity comes that somebody else is gonna grab it because you just wasn't ready at that
Right.
time. So
I,
yeah, yeah,
I always tell the artists, you can't be getting ready for the opportunity.
that's
You have to
right.
be ready for it.
Yep,
So
yep.
again, like it's funny, even like this is secular artists, Christian artists, nobody wants to practice.
I,
Nobody wants to rehearse.
oh man, you
So
kidding? What you mean practice? Practice?
practice, yeah. So
Practice?
nobody
We
wants
talk
to.
about practice. We
So
talk about practice.
and
What's up,
that's
Alan?
right, AI. So this is why
Right,
nobody wants to rehearse and
right.
perfect their performance, because this is the thing. If you don't practice or rehearse, when you go to perform or do a show,
Yeah.
this is what we get.
Mm,
First of all, and it's not knocking any local artists at all, but they are performing to their full track. It's not a performance or a show track. It's just
hmm.
them over top of their words.
Yeah. Got
Why
you.
would I want to pay any money to see you
Talk over your words.
talk over your words and you just standing there? I
Come
could have
on,
done that at
man.
home. So
Yeah.
you know, with a stage show, or at this part of the song, I'm going, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna move the stage. So again, develop, create, and develop a performance, because that's the artistry, that's the creativity of it.
Yeah.
So again, I'm just big on just helping them on all aspects. Like, yo, when people like, I go to a show and the guys, they be rapping, yo, what you think you hear my track? I ain't hear you. I heard the song, but I didn't hear you. And you'll
What
go,
you think of my joint? You just give it to them. You keep it 100, right? With like they say.
yeah. So it's like, just develop that. And again, that's that artist development.
Sure, that's what it is. It's required. You can't totally get rid of that. And I'm so thankful that you've been in this space, man, that you still have the heart to be able to do this, because there's a lot of people that won't. Because what you're doing to me is not success, it's significance. It's like it makes a difference to these. I mean, it's like, and the thing that you're teaching, they're going to be able to teach somebody else is going to carry on. You know what I'm saying? When you're developing somebody, and because you got all those different hats, man. You're like a football coach. You're developing the character of these kids as well. So I just think it's just incredible what you're doing, bro. I'm just glad to know you, bro. I'm just glad to
Right.
know you. You're just doing some great. And to me, it's like being, you came up with me and we were doing our thing. Yo, you took it to a whole nother level. I'm just trying to make a record, and then I see an artist like this, and it's blessing me because I seen like you actually you're doing what you're doing, and then Grouchy Greg and them, they got all hip hop. Then I heard from my man. I never realized how many people were watching Guru. He's working with Jay-Z as a result of seeing Project X and being inspired. I had no idea. You don't think about that. But I just thank God that everybody's taking it to other levels and things of that nature, man, which is just incredible, man. That's how it's supposed to go. That's how it's
Definitely.
supposed to go. Yep, yep. So yeah, man. So listen, if you got somebody who wants to get into management or be they listen, artists, before I even do this, based on what Shannon, I can shut this whole thing down right now because he dropped all kind of nuggets on tonight as far as people in the music industry, business, management, all that kind of stuff. But if you have someone who does struggle with self-esteem, maybe they have a gift or a talent, and they don't know their purpose, right? What kind of advice would you give them to moving forward?
With their purpose. So just because you're talented musically or creative, whatever, I use creative arts. If you're a creative, that may not be your purpose. So you got to
Yeah,
realize and really do some self seeking of what gives you satisfaction. What is it that you would do it for free if you could?
yeah,
That kind of give you an idea where your purpose is. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Sometimes your gift enhances what your purpose is, if that makes sense. And I always use this
Absolutely.
example: a preacher that can sing or play an instrument, that's just enhance what their purpose is. Their purpose is to speak God's word, but they have this other talent that just.
Right.
So I would say do some self searching. Okay, is this something that I'm really called to do? Because again, we can't just do this thing because if we just doing it just because we gifted at it, we're gonna put out trash. And I'm saying that because
That's
we
true.
it don't really mean nothing. I can do this with my eyes closed. I can go in the
Right.
studio, blah 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 blah, boom boom boom. Here's a song. It don't make any
Mhm.
sense. But
Right.
when you see bigger picture, man, everything that we do is for the bigger picture.
Yeah.
I said
Absolutely.
earlier, the gift of music, the gift of being creative is not for us. This is the only gift that we get that we got to give it right back out, or we
Can't get
should be
right
giving
back
it right
there.
back out. So again,
Mhm.
that's how I look at music, man. You can be creative, and like even with my manager, like my business IQ, I'm like, okay, it's not for me. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So it was times where I was like, man, I'm not doing this crap no more. Like, oh, I ain't making no bread.
Right.
I'm spending money, but then I said I had to
Sure.
like, early in the game. I wasn't doing contracts. I wasn't doing this. Um,
Yeah.
you know, early in the game, I didn't have a business license in the beginning, the very beginning.
Right.
I
Right.
had to get legit. I had to get
Right.
business license. I had to get insurance, and I didn't get insurance. Fred, I'm going to tell you something real quick. I didn't get business insurance until almost 3 years ago.
What? Wow. I believe it, man. I believe it. I
It
believe it,
wasn't.
dude.
It wasn't me not just not wanting to do it. It was me
Mhm.
not knowing.
Not knowing. Right. Right. And
So
when you know better, you do better.
when you know better, you do better.
I got it. Okay.
I was doing an event called Pink Gumbo, which is a
Okay.
breakfast event. And I
Okay.
wanted to partner with an organization. I wanted to partner with Susan G. Komen. So I
Okay.
called, I told them my plan, blah, blah, blah. They loved
Yeah.
it. They said, do you have insurance? I'm
Woo.
like, what? Like,
What's that?
"What? Do you have business insurance? Because none of the venues that I ever used required me to have it.
Sure. Right.
So
Right.
in order to use their name, I had to get insured. So I called and got the
Wow.
insurance. So I'm talking to the insurance agent. They was like, yeah, you know what? You need to be insured because you give out information. You give out
Yeah.
stuff. What if somebody say, "Well, Shannon told me I should do this, and I
Yeah.
lost all my money"? You want to
Sure.
be insured. I was able to
Ah.
insure my computer. I was able to insure my DJ equipment. I was able to say when I go to these
Wow.
venues, "Oh, I got a $3 million insurance policy."
Right. Right.
I'm able to do that because I have it because I didn't know, but now I know. I know
Yeah. No.
business insurance
Wow.
is key. So again, I only gonna make a mistake once.
That's right. That's right. You got it now, don't you?
Make it
Ah, that's right.
once. Shame on you. Make it twice.
That's it.
You know what I mean? So again, I learned. So anything that I learned through this whole process of doing this, I'm
Yeah,
sharing.
absolutely.
I'm sharing. I had an origin where we got swindled through a whole scam. We lost about almost close to $2,000
Woo! Get
off
out
of
of here,
someone
man.
seeing our stuff online. They do our music, and it's like, yeah, I want to put you on a compilation and all this different stuff.
Oh,
The song didn't
right.
come out. It wasn't Walmart. They didn't make it on this compilation, but the dude was a whole swindler
Look
and
at that.
kept asking us to send the money. That would never happen to me again.
I
I
know
don't
that's
do business.
right.
I don't do business via Facebook. I don't do
Nah,
business via. I need to. If we're gonna do business, we either meet face to face or we're gonna do some type of. I need to see you.
see you exactly.
You
That's
know
the
what I mean?
truth.
So you learn all these things, And again, every bad experience in that I had through management and entertainment,
Mhm.
I look back at it I'm like, you know what? What did I learn from it?
Right. True. That's right.
First of all,
Sometimes you win, sometimes you learn, not lose,
right,
learn.
right. So I learned a lot. So I share that with those people. Like
Yeah.
everything wasn't always peachy. Like no, did some of the
Yeah.
artists straight flop? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Why did
Yep.
they flop? Because they didn't listen. I have so
That's
many
right.
artists that I tried. Like it's like I start them out, give them information for whatever reason the partnership stops. They always come back to me like, you know what? I should have listened to what you said to me
Right.
because,
Wow.
and as an artist, artists are tunnel vision.
Yep.
All they see is I want to have a hit record. I
That's
want to
right.
do this. I want to travel. I want to do. All they see is they see out in the distance, but they don't see what's coming on the side of them.
That's right. Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's
I
true.
always be like, so when I give advice, I say this: I give advice not to change your mind, but I just want you to think differently than what you're already thinking.
Right. Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, you're gonna
Exactly.
do what you want to do. You know what I mean? Whether I agree with it or not, I'm gonna tell
Right.
you, listen. I'm not sure you want to spend that money on that. It might not be worth it.
Right.
Oh, but I still want to. Are you sure? Yeah,
Hmm.
I just want to. Well, go ahead. So when it comes back, you can't say, "Oh, my manager ain't tell me," or "Shannon ain't tell me."
Right.
Oh, but I told you. Trust and believe. So,
Exactly. I told
you
you.
know,
Absolutely, man.
getting them to listen and have them to really think about everything that's going on with the whole business side of music. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Your passion, it just exudes from you, man. That's why I love it. I love talking about it. I know you and I can talk about this all night long, man. I just appreciate you and what you're doing, man. I'm telling you, 3G management guys, you want to get somebody. This is the kind of person you want that's to have on your team, looking out for you. 'Cause Shannon Lolley is the one you want to, that you want behind you. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? So thank you, man, for coming on the show, man. I appreciate you, man. I got to bring you back, man.
Yeah.
A little sooner than 6 years, though. Okay, we ain't got that kind of time right now.
Yeah.
So, so do me a favor, man. Just keep doing what you're doing, man. And I appreciate you guys. I'm just excited to have you on the show. And you guys are watching. You guys are tuned in to Studio22Live.tv podcast. Your voice of empowerment and music, media, arts, and entertainment. Shannon Lolley just wrecked the place. You know what I'm saying, Shay? I appreciate it, man.
Appreciate it, bro.
Absolutely, man. Always positive, always on. Yo, Shan, I talk to you later, all right?
All right, peace.
If you're an entrepreneur, small business owner, coach, author, speaker, consultant, and you want to start your own podcast to build your authority, build more know, like, and trust, connect with new clients, attract new leads, I'm excited to invite you to my free webinar, Podcasting with Power, where I'll share the exact strategy that I've perfected over the past decade to make podcasting simple and easy as 1, 2, 3. This webinar is designed to help you go from a podcast idea to help you to start your podcast without the stress of equipment and technical challenges. And you'll also learn how to share your story, engage with your audience, and attract your ideal client all through your own podcasting platform. Or go to podcastingwithpower.com and get registered, and we'll see you in our free webinar.
I am Bernadette Stanis.
I'm Bishop Hezekiah Walker.
What's going on, y'all? It's your girl, Latoya Luckett.
This is Otis Williams of the Temptations.
Darren DeWitt Henson, and I'm your man, Hal.
And you are checking out Studio 22 Live TV.
Studio22Live.tv.
Studio 22 Live.
Studio 22 Live.
Studio 22 Live.tv.
Studio 22 Live.tv.
I don't watch that shit.
Studio 22 Live.